Matt and Jack of Burial Pit. Welcome to Nightbreed Metal Radio. How are you?
Very good, mate. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Thanks for having us.
thanks for coming on. I spoke to you, Jack, back in like May 2021 over the phone on old school radio.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the last time we did something.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was going to ask, that was around the release of Subsumed Scum. Obviously you got this new single out. What's been going on in between? You guys been playing shows, that kind of thing?
Yeah, there's been lots going on behind the scenes, but we haven't actually achieved heaps. I found. I think we had the even though we released the first album kind of into COVID a bit, like in 2021,
Oh,
we still definitely felt the hit of all the shows later that year getting cancelled, and by the time we were kind of doing shows again, we felt that we or could have put another release out. We kind of thought we've only played a couple of shows off the album, so maybe we should, you know, get a few more shows under our belt and
yeah.
show it to people before we start doing something else. And then, a couple of babies later, and somehow another year or so passes, and we get there.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, this one was actually originally going to be a split with another band, but uh, yeah, just we couldn't get the timing to work with everything, and we were just desperate to get something else out there, So
Hmm.
decided to just go for the single, and I feel like when the singles go for nearly 9 minutes, it counts as a bigger release. You can call
Yeah,
it an
yeah.
EP.
Well, yeah.
I think originally the split they were going to have three songs. I think from memory, 2 hour one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Take from that what you will.
Yeah. So yeah, with the new single, how was the approach? Like, were you guys trying to do something different to Subhuman Scum with this new one?
Yeah, it was a big rewrite, this one actually. I originally wrote it in the start of COVID when all my thoughts were COVID and everything was about COVID, and it was a song about COVID. And then once I stopped thinking that, I was like, oh man, this is fucking lame. Like no one wants to hear about this shit. Everyone's had enough. But it was good because I kind of stepped away from it for a bit. And then I think at the time when I revisited it, I was listening to a bit more kind of hardcore stuff, bit more breakdowny. Um, Acacia Strain were putting out heaps of cool stuff and changing their sound a bit, and I was listening to some of that, and I kind of wanted to bring a bit of that kind of, I don't know what you call it, breakdowny, slammy stuff into it.
Mm.
So yeah, that definitely was tweaking it a bit, but still wanted to keep that kind of punishing level to it where possible.
Yeah, no, of course. That word varmint, I didn't know what it meant, but Google, the font of all knowledge, tells me that it's a predatory wild animal considered undesirable. Is that kind of match the theme you guys are going for? The-
Yeah. So do you want to speak on that?
Yeah, I mean, well, I didn't know what it meant either, and the only time I'd ever heard it, I think, was in what was that cartoon with the little cowboy there with the red beard?
yeah, like Yosemite Sam. Yeah,
Yosemite Sam.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
he used to call people varmints,
Mm,
and that's
yeah.
yeah, that's the first I'd heard of it. But yeah, I mean, in terms of like the themes that kind of Jack's written about, I would say that the character that's kind of described in the song is a varmint, certainly.
It
Yeah.
definitely it definitely carries off the theme of the first album, which was really about violent kind of retribution for people who have been abused or mistreated. Um, really deliberately writing like aggressive songs, but kind of things happening to bad people rather than. I feel like there's a lot of extreme music that writes kind of lazy lyrics that are kind of gross or misogynistic or just kind of not, I just say lazy.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I'm writing stuff, it's usually I'll just put the news on and I'll see something and just be fucking infuriated by it. And I'm not an aggressive person in any way, but so the only way to really express those frustrations is to write aggressive songs.
Yeah, nice. And that cover image for the single looks cool. How did that come together? Did you sort of have something in mind when you spoke to an artist or something?
Yeah, I think Jack, we kind of are constantly trawling through artists on Instagram and the internet. Just, I don't know, even when we're not really considering putting music out, we're always looking at stuff and kind of, yeah, just trawling through for cool images. Yeah, and Jack had come across that artist. I can't recall her name. I believe she's Polish. But it was just, she just does a whole bunch of stuff in pen, really.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so that image, yeah, there was literally, I think she posted it. Well, she did. She posted it to Jack. It's just like black, and originally it was black and red biro, just on an A4. But yeah, like I said, we kind of bounce around ideas for artwork and stuff quite regularly. Anyway, I think we're all.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Coincidentally, I've got it sitting next to me because I climbed up. That's it.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. That's sweet.
Yeah, I think our algorithms on Instagram are pretty cool because it's all just like really grim, disgusting artwork.
Yeah.
Sharing to each other.
Yeah, cool. And that the lyric video, is that the catacombs in Paris in the background?
Yeah, that was it's a mix of the catacombs there, and there's also in the Czech Republic, there's a bone cathedral, which I'm sure has probably been used countless times in metal related videos and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just like all this handycam footage that I found of, I think a lot of it was like people's holiday videos, you know.
Oh.
But then I don't know, zoom in on it, black and white, no worries.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
Is there a band called Bone Cathedral? Because if not, we probably need to get that going.
Yeah, it's good now. Yeah.
Chuck it on the list.
Yeah.
But it was perfect because I spent, like Sword and always does our like visuals and socials and all the cool stuff. And I kind of just gave him a bit of an idea of the imagery in my head of what the song sets, and he just always matches it perfectly. But I guess the gist of the song, it's kind of about I was watching, what was I watching on the news? It was about child trafficking, obviously infuriating stuff. So I kind of went with like almost like a Lost Boys type theme where people or children have escaped child trafficking and they've made like an underground army who hunt what they call the varmints, which is the traffickers, and then do lots of horrible things to them, and then sell the parts on the. As I say it out loud, it's like it sounds like I'm lunatic. It's always like taking like something that's really serious and really disgusting, and then putting like a bit of a horror, a horror twist on it to kind of put it back on the people who are doing the horrible things.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, my partner always says like if I ever get falsely accused of any crime, I'm fucked.
Man. They open your little diary there and you're like, I wonder what he's been up to. Like, Jesus Christ.
What's his Pyro picture?
Great.
Cool. Away from Burial Pit for a minute. What are you guys listening to lately?
So
me?
Yeah, sure. Go for it. Yeah.
Man, to be quite honest, I went to see Cattle Decapitation last week, and I just can't stop smashing that Terrorcite album. I don't know. It's just, sometimes when you listen to an album like a few times, you're like, yeah, it's cool, whatever. That's what it was like for me. And then, I don't know, since I went to that show, I honestly can't stop running it. So yeah, I've been listening to that and still listening to I guess it's not that new now, the last Gayria album, Mirage. That's incredible. What else have I been listening to? There's a French band a French black metal band I've been into called Regardez les hommes tomber, the men fall, or watch them fall. They're fantastic.
I'm just laughing at your perfect pronunciation.
Mate, look, there's a flag in the background, mate. Can you see that?
Yeah, I pretty much have been listening to I'm always Resin Tomb are my favorite Australian band, if not just favorite band from Brisbane. who are just fucking sick. And they put a new single out not too long ago from their upcoming record, which I'm super keen on. And Body Void have put out some new stuff recently. Don't know if you heard those guys, but just painfully slow, grim, sludge doom. Yeah, from the States, which is yeah, it's hard to listen to in a good way.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I've been to Resin Tune for my fast stuff, and then Body Void for the slow stuff.
Yeah, nice. So you guys got a couple of shows coming up, 10th of November, Melbourne, and then the 11th in Frankston. Yeah.
Yeah, man, super
Yeah.
keen. Love playing
yeah.
in Melbourne. I actually live in Melbourne now.
Oh, okay.
But the Melbourne scene is just mad. And we're playing with Class Trader and Tumor down there, or down here. I feel like I'm pretending that I'm still in Sydney. Down here.
No.
Which would be fucking sick. Yeah, we sold out our first show there as well when we played the launch, so hoping for another
The
ripper.
third reschedule of that show. I think was
Yeah.
it second or third. Yeah.
Yeah. If we don't sell this one out, we'll just cancel it and then do it again later.
Yeah.
Till we sell it out.
It seems to be what works for us.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. And then Frankston have always been keen. Frankston's just got a reputation of just being like really fucking loose, and it's an all ages show. And
Okay.
yeah, so there's a really awesome metal scene, everything scene in Frankston, particularly this one venue, Singing Bird, that we're playing at studios there. Yeah, in the last few years, they've just been putting on. It's kind of anyone who goes there has to play there, and they put on a festival there and stuff. So keen to to make the trip down across,
Yeah,
wherever that is, in that direction.
Cool. Well, like, so yeah, it's good to get the single. Obviously, I really like this album. I think it's killer. Is there more longer releases on the way? Like, what's the plan?
That's the plan, man.
Yeah.
It's all written.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's all written. It's all demoed. Yeah. And now that this is finally out, we're getting the clanky wheels moving again. And yeah, it's always just a time thing, like bands with dads and jobs and interstate and stuff, just getting it all lined up. But we're a pretty DIY operation in terms of getting it done. Like the Varmint stuff, Griff, our drummer, he recorded those drums in his lounge room, and then Tabs, who was our other guitarist, he mixed everything. So once we do start doing it, we're pretty good to go.
Yeah, I think because we were kind of like starting to get going during COVID, I think we adapted pretty quickly to like kind of doing stuff ourselves, as Jack was saying, and doing it at home. So now, like our recording process, everything's remote. You know, we do it all individually, completely remote from each other. And then, as Jack was saying, Tabs just kind of mixed it all afterwards. But we've just kind of worked it out in such a way that we don't really need to be in the jam room anymore, or we don't need to rent out a studio for a week or something. We've worked out, we can just literally do this at home and email it to each other, you know?
We just can't stand being in a room with each other.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's why I moved away. Yeah, cool. Hopefully next year we'll have something else.
Good. All right, good to hear, man. Yeah. So will we get another, I don't know, sneak peek, a single or something before anything else, do you think?
In the lead up, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah,
We've still got to pull our fingers out and get to that point.
Yeah.
But the songs are there. The hardest part's done. Now we just got to get it sounding good.
Yeah, awesome, man. Cool. Sweet. Look, thanks for your time. Good to chat with you guys again. And definitely looking forward to hearing what comes next, man. It's good stuff.
Thanks so much for having us, man. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, man. That's
great.
Have
a good one. Thanks.
See you later.